fight scene. Maybe you're doing a movie. That's nice. Or, you know, a short film
or maybe you're in a real life situation where you see some thugs coming down and they want to beat you up, and then you just pretend like you guys are beating up each other and they're going to be super intimidated.
Yeah. Also gives you street cred.
Yes, which we talked about in our last episode.
Yep.
So today we have a special guest with us to help us. Come here.
This is Kaley Ray. She is a black belt in
multiple forms
ninja.
of martial arts, some of which I can't actually tell you about because they're so underground.
She's killed people before.
Most laymen would actually burn away
Anyways.
with the mention of them.
Anyways,
Let's get to the good stuff.
break.
So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to show you a few different maneuvers that you could incorporate into your fight choreography. One of the most, someone's going to throw a punch at you. Obviously, it's a fight scene.
Makes
so there's
sense.
some different ways to counter that, for your audience. So you just come at me. Just throw a punch at me.
Punch?
Yeah. Just so you can block it.
Oh.
Knee strike! Center. Another thing that comes up a lot in fight choreography is that your opponent will probably grab an improvised weapon, such as a flag or an eraser or something, and swing it at you, and you'll want to counter with some flair. So we're gonna counter that with a kick and fight with a roundhouse kick to the face.
Yeah! I'm going to teach you something important. When you're choreographing a scene and you're recording it, you want good camera angles. So an example of a bad camera angle is if you're just like side on right this, I'm right-handed. So if I punch like this, it's not going to look very believable. But if you change the angle a little bit, so I'm kind of off-centered here, can you do it? Well, that was a bad punch. Let me try it again. It looks a lot more believable. So check your camera angles.
I noticed in that last scene when Becca was hitting me, I was smiling. I did that for a reason, because that's an example of what you don't want to do. Whenever you're doing this, you want to make sure you're in full character. And if you're, getting hit, you're not.
Yeah, you're gonna make ugly faces.
And yeah. Or if you're like punching, like you're serious, and you're all into it.
Mm-hmm.
So now you get to see kind of a little bit of what we worked up for you guys as a choreographed fight scene.
so this is the portion where we tell you what we learned. So what we learned today, a lot of tactical stuff. Acting is very important when you're choreographing a scene. If you can't act, you're probably not going to sell it.
Yep. I learned that it's really important that you only pretend to hit someone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might actually cause a real fight.
I also learned that my ponytail is another dangerous weapon. Right,
Yeah.
Allie?
Particularly in the eye regions.
Yeah.
Probably all I learned.
Oh, I learned that even when you're fake fighting, you really work up a sweat.
Yeah, we're super nasty right now.
So that's what we learned today.
So this has been Tactical.
Time.
Join us next time when we fight alligators.
Right. My back.
Taps.
Probably something improvised like a flag.
We gotta start that. So you gotta start however you started before. Like I think you're like this. Okay?
That's like the Robin stance.
It's like I was thinking farts.
Oh!
In the eye.
That was kind of awesome. It's just a lot of punching. That was the stupidest kick I've ever seen.
Oh! How is this the hardest part?
Oh, I wasn't ready.